what's your thoughts on the Davante Adams interview? Do you think he would want to play with Jordan Love? So there are so many interviews going on right now. I went back and watched this before the show started. I don't think you guys have seen it, but Davante Adams went on Maxx Crosby's show, Raiders teammates, and they were just talking about Davante's time in Green Bay, Jordan Love, his rise to potential stardom here in the NFL. So Crosby said to him, he said, could he be the next one? Meaning, like, could he be the next Packer Hall of Fame quarterback that, of course, we're accustomed to now? He said, I think he is. I think he showed that. I think he's come into his own. The way he's talking to the media, the whole different person from what I saw when I was there, and that comes with experience. He said at the time when he was leaving Green Bay, he said he didn't see enough to believe that Jordan Love could be that guy. And he said he doesn't regret leaving either, because given the situation, how things played out. But in hindsight now, he said, this is a quote from Davante Adams, "Kid's a fucking baller. I'm proud of him. Would love to pull him over to the Raiders." You look back and say, damn, that boy's a baller. I mean, that's a scary thing to hear from as a Vikings fan, is when you have guys like Davante Adams, people who really truly know what they're talking about, saying this,
and who, if anything, could have a grudge against the Packers for not giving him what he wanted. Someone who probably dislikes Green Bay a little bit, saying they found their guy. That's not what I want to see. So I think the takeaway is, obviously it seems he would love to play with Jordan Love, and my thought on it is, he's good. We all know Love's going to be a problem. I hate seeing Davante Adams praise Jordan Love. And as Davante Adams, so many nightmare games with Davante Adams running around Lambeau Field or US Bank Stadium just torching us. When he's saying Jordan Love looks like Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, oh my God, we have another 15 years.
Cool. Is he
15?
Is he saying that he just thinks Love is great, or that he'd want to play with him?
Oh, he says he wished that he had brought Jordan Love with him to Vegas, but he knows. I don't think he's in Vegas. He acknowledged that he's just would love.
He's in Vegas now, but in all seriousness, if things go poorly for the Packers mid-season, Davante Adams is going to be a guy you're going to hear in trade talks a lot.
Things go poorly for the Raiders.
Yeah, if the Raiders are having a tough start, say the Raiders win 1 or 2 of their first 8 or 9 games, totally possible, right? Then a guy like Davante Adams, he's 32, he's old, he's expensive, you might not want to keep him around. I think there is a legitimate chance mid-season next year you see an Adams-Packers reunion.
Wow, that's a huge claim. Are you serious? Or are you just...
I seriously think... I think Davante Adams is going to show up in trade talks, and if they get the right kind of return, moving on from him makes a world of sense.
I mean, I know a lot of people were talking about the Packers going after... T. Higgins was someone who came up a lot this offseason, but do you think they need another receiver if you already have Dobbs?
I think they want. If Davante Adams is going to be cheap, and then you can cut him or renegotiate.
Do you imagine Davante?
If you're imagine you're the Packers, you're doing really well next year, but you're in a tight race for the division. If you can add Davante Adams
would be a home wrecker.
Yeah,
it's a similar.
Wait. Like the way you feel about Diggs?
Yes.
No.
You have 4 solid young receivers who are Jordan Love's age, all growing together. Why do you want Davante Adams?
They've never had problems. Davante Adams has never had problems.
Second best receiver in football.
Yeah, who eats targets from Love's guys.
Because he's great. Yeah, all right, Packers fans in the comment section, we'll make this a breakout clip.
I bet you they don't. I bet you they do not. I bet you they love their core.
Oh, I think
I bet you the Packers would have loved to add a guy. I mean, look, Davante Adams went for what? Over the past 2 years, he's gone for 1,600 yards and 22 touchdowns. 2,600 yards.
Davante Adams is the thing about Davante Adams that I always turns my head is whenever you see the NFL top 100, whatever it is, every single player in the league says that dude's the best. Like there are a lot of great receivers in football, and most of the time, if you ever have a top 3, it's like Davante Adams is on that list, because people have Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Diggs at points, Jefferson. Everyone always agrees Davante Adams is in the top 3, if not 1. I think that dude is sick.
The Packers don't need him.
So I don't get this though. Why, how could you possibly not want Davante Adams on you? The Packers. Could you imagine that offense with Davante Adams?
Because you have your guys.
Yeah, but he is legit stud. I think the other guys are very, very good players and are going to break out over the next year. But can you imagine if you have to put 2 people on Davante Adams? That's the way it is. If you have 2 people on Davante Adams, you have 4 other receivers, and Bo Melton's also good.
I'm a huge
Josh Jacobs. Oh my God.
I'm a huge believer in home wreckers in the NFL.
Yeah, maybe Antonio Brown's guard. Yeah, I don't think it happens, Ziggy.
No, that's a different case to me. He was a Steeler the whole time.
Do we see the line? Like the Packers are doing great, the Raiders aren't. Davante Adams, you don't have a lot of time left with him. Moving him for like a late round pick would make sense.
Could they afford him? I mean, I'm
easily, because Davante Adams, he doesn't have any guaranteed money after 2024, right? And the Raiders are eating the signing bonus. So you just have to pay him a few million this year, and then you can renegotiate next year.
Davante Adams leaving the Raiders makes a lot of sense if they start to crumble. I think they could be in a spot where they're contending for a playoff. Again, probably not.
Green Bay will send in an offer if that happens.
I think all these young stud receivers in Green Bay will feel slighted with Davante Adams on the team.
Yeah, sure, man. I think these young receivers, you listen to them talk, these young receivers want to win games.
They can win them by themselves. They don't need him.
Man.
They've shown that.
Packers offense would be unstoppable with Davante.
It's almost unstoppable now.
One more here from What the Shuck, another member. Thanks again. And What the Shuck left the comment about the green Gatorades. That was a great comment. He says, hopefully I actually make it in time for the mailbag for once. Who do you guys think is the all-time best team? Taking into account they would need to be able to beat every other team in history. He throws out the 98 Vikings, the 07 Patriots, the 2024 Packers. The best team ever.
Oh, that's a good one. There's been a lot of...
I have a thought about this, but I don't think it's one you guys are going to pick, so I'm going to let you go first.
Man, I mean, that Patriots team was really, really good. 17, what are they, 19-0?
We're also only 25 years old.
We are. I mean, the 85 Bears obviously jumps out as a team with that defense, but of course, I'm going to say that the 98 Vikings were the best team to never win. And I think they would have been the best team in NFL history had they won at 15-1. Best offense in the history of the league before the Patriots broke the records. But yeah, I'm probably going. Let me just think here.
I'm going to say the 09 Steelers to beat the Cardinals.
The 09 Steelers beat the Cardinals.
Ferocious defense. Big Ben in his prime.
I wish I'd seen more of the 85 Bears because, when you hear people talk about them, that defense, I mean, just shut everyone down. Go look at their schedule. It's pretty fun. Like it's like 3 points, 0 points, 3.0 points.
They made a Super Bowl video before you win it.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's probably it, right?
I mean, I didn't watch them play, but I mean, from everything I heard, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny when it's it's always tough to compare eras because I do think that guys playing now are just stronger, faster. So it depends if you weigh that into consideration, but yeah, I'm probably going with who's the best team you ever saw? That's a better question maybe for us.
The 09 Steelers.
Well, I'm just saying I don't think the 85 Bears are the best team of all time.
What do you? I mean, 72 Dolphins were undefeated. I think you're gonna go with like that 15-1 Steelers team.
No, this is a team that here were their 3 playoff games: beat the Vikings 41-13, beat the Rams 30-3, then the Super Bowl beat the Broncos 55-10. You got one of the best offensive players ever in Jerry Rice or Joe Montana getting in the ball. You got Ronnie Lott on defense. The 89 49ers, this is a team a lot of people forget about. You got Roger Craig. There were so many good players on this team. And, I just read that is an authoritative playoff run. When your closest game in the playoffs is 41-13.
Man.
That is dominating everyone. And again, can you imagine a Super Bowl you win 55-10?
No, that was the Chargers Super Bowl.
No, that was the 49ers Broncos.
The Chargers was later. Chargers was the Jerry Rice and Steve Young went 5 or 6 touchdowns. In that.
We're talking blowout bowls. How about that Peyton Manning Broncos team?
Yeah, the difference is that Peyton Manning was a little bit of a worse player at that point in his career than Joe Montana.
Yeah, I mean that Bronco defense was great. I'm trying to think, was there any other dominant runs that were. We've been lucky over the course of the time that we've kind of been alive for football games and really acknowledging Super Bowls. We've had great Super Bowls almost always.
And legitimately, my team since we've been alive has been one of the best. One of the best.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the 85 Bears, but again, take that with a grain of salt. The 09 Vikings would have been the best team ever had the EJ Henderson not gotten injured.